But how do you get involved with somebody that got a past to being bad and can be bad any moment?
I used to tell him, stop telling your testimony. Don't do that.
Yeah, I tell him that too.
Yeah, stop telling you. Don't let everybody know what you've been through and da-da-da. I used to tell him that.
I like you said, evictions. Like a lot of my people, they facing evictions.
So that's the thing of mine. A lot of people, the Bible says we perish for the lack of knowledge.
Right.
And so with evictions, my job is not only to do what's in the seat. And so many times judges will get in the seat, will do the job, but we don't inform or do community engagement and enlighten them of what can be done in the courtroom.
Right. Right. This is a special show if you're tuning in, right? This is a special edition of Streets Unplugged, right? And we got to plug Streets in because the Streets ain't been plugged in a while, right? And listen, a lot of people know what judges are, right? But a lot of people in the streets only see judges when they're going to jail.
Yeah.
They don't know what the justice of peace is and what it is and what it does, and they don't understand that. So for everybody watching this, before we explain to them who you are, explain to them what you do.
Okay. Daria Jacobs. I am running for Justice of the Peace in the Dallas, DFW, Dallas County area.
Right.
Justice of the Peace Precinct 4, Place 2, which covers the areas of parts of DeSoto, Cedar Hill, Capel, Carrollton, Irvin, Grand Prairie. And I'm excited. It's a new field. I have over 20 years of experience in education. I have a background in journalists.
Ooh,
yes,
you smart.
Yeah, yeah. So this is like, hey, my neighborhood being on the mic. 1 2 1 2. 1,
yeah. So what is a justice of peace judge? What does that mean?
Well, a lot of people think of justice of the peace. They think it's just like, we just marry people. That's the fun part.
Right.
Justice of the peace deals a lot more into it. We deal with evictions.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, so if you're renting, you'll be seen in my court.
Right.
If sometimes people fall behind on their bills. They just might be stuck in a bad place. And so we deal with evictions. We deal with small claims. We deal with, so if you're suing somebody who try to take your content,
right.
You can take them to court.
Right.
And it's up to $10,000, like starting off.
Right.
You can sue somebody.
Right. I like you said, evictions. Like a lot of my people, they facing evictions.
No.
I faced eviction before, right? Let me tell you what happened, right? So I was in Texas, right? And I had a landlord. And so he was far behind on his mortgages and far behind on his property taxes. And he was charging me. At the time I was there, my coolant unit went out. And he said, man, you go ahead and replace it. I'll take it off the rent. So I replaced it. It cost like $20,000. And I supposed to take it off the rent. He later sued me and took me to court.
What?
Yeah.
So you were found in
Yeah.
Justice of the Peace Court.
Yeah. He said, well, I told him, I said, look, I got text messages. They said, well, the text messages is not liable in court. But I had the deal on text messages.
Yeah.
But he won that. And I lost, and he got the new unit. And listen, if you're watching this, you know you're wrong. But
you dead wrong.
Yeah, he got the new unit, and me, I was out. How could I have protected myself from that?
You didn't have anybody to represent you, or
I had AI.
Okay.
I use AI.
I know that's right.
Right.
So that's the thing of mine. A lot of people, the Bible says we perish for the lack of knowledge.
Right.
And so with evictions, my job is not only to do what's in the seat. And so many times judges will get in the seat, will do the job, but we don't inform or do community engagement and enlighten them of what can be done in the courtroom.
Right.
I got to understand, I may not be able to save you, Unc, from being evicted, but what I can do is when that constable gets ready to come serve you, I can send you a list of resources of other, affiliations. Yeah, that could help you, because there's a lot of time people are being evicted for $150. They just hit a bad spot in their life. They've been paying their bills on time. And this particular reason, they just weren't able to pay it. And they're being evicted, or maybe gotten sick and been in a hospital for 3 months and weren't able to pay their bill. They come home, their stuff is out on the side of the street.
Right.
And so because they've taken ill. And so our job is not to only do what's in the seed, but also to be involved providing our community with the different resources, the updates of the laws that have passed, and keeping you posted, and not just showing our face when it's time to campaign to get in the seat.
Right. So how do you get into that seat, right? Because I may want to run for the peace judge. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
You could too.
I can.
Yes, you do not have to be. And for this is the only seat. You do not have to be a licensed attorney to be in this seat. This is the people's court.
Right.
The people put you in here. So that's why it's important to be, be involved in the communities that you're serving in. And so my goal and passion is to not only do the justice of the seat, to bring compassion, to bring fairness, to bring justice, but also provide community engagement, to provide community resources quarterly, to letting them know how to get. Now, you said, how can you get in the seat?
Right.
Basically, you got to be 18 and older, register to vote.
Right.
Be in that area.
I'm not registered to vote.
Oh, no. You got to get registered.
Yeah. I never, listen, when I came home from jail, they told me I couldn't vote, and I thought I couldn't vote. And then when I found out I could vote, I said, my vote don't count anyway.
Yes, it does.
Well, I never thought it counted.
Yeah.
How do we know a vote count?
It does count. It matters. And a lot of people get mad, and, it really does. And it brings forth change. So our ancestors in the past that, have been beaten, spitting on, just to fight for that right to say, I voted, my vote matters. So just think about them ancestors. Right. Think about the ones that, you got to go back and watch the movies. Wait a minute, that could have been me. Could have been me.
It could have been me, right?
Could have been.
So you need votes.
I do.
So how does it? Do people go sign up to vote for you, or how do people vote for you? What do they do?
Well, to vote for me, and also I didn't also share with you with Justice of the Peace. We not only deal with evictions, but we also deal with truancy. And so truancy is dealing with kids
not
who are
going to school.
Yeah. And so I have a heart for our young generation.
Ain't no kids going to school no more. Is school still around?
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. They act like they ain't got no home training or school. I thought the homes and the schools was gone.
You say that?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the kids, the truancy?
We slapping them on the wrist, giving them a tickets, and that's why I step in and give them accountability. I'm not finna come in and I see your mother crying because you chasing the streets and not chasing your books.
Right.
So, until you turn 18, get in that school, do your work. What is better than, hiding and doing dipping and dapping? Because I know some people having a struggle right now. Society and prices are sky high, and so they're trying to make a living to survive. But to see mothers come in the courtroom crying because their child is not coming to school, and then sometimes they can be penalized for it. The parents can be penalized for their child not, attending school.
Right.
So.
Now that's good. We know what you do, right? Okay. Now we gotta get in your business.
Okay.
We know what you do. Now we get business. Who are you? That right now. For the people who's watching this, we know you're from Dallas, right?
Okay.
But who are you, right?
Wow. Who
we voting for?
Daria Jacobs. I'm a friend. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I am. It's so many hats, and humbly, I'm so grateful to God in this season that I am in my life.
Right.
I am a first lady. Of the best church in the DFW with the best pastor, Bishop Eli Jacob, who keeps it real. He keeps it real.
That was real. Stop playing with me. So how does that happen? Have you always grew up like in a church and positive environment? Did you come from? Because we know Bishop Eli, he come from a pretty rough past, right?
Yes,
murders and kill.
Really?
Yeah, murder, kill. I want to talk about it. Yeah,
You're a gangster.
You're a gangster. You're a gangster. So, you a gangster too?
No.
So how does this happen? How does this align? Because it seems to align pretty well.
I truly thank God because never in a million years, I never saw me even marrying a pastor.
A gangster pastor.
Yeah, and I love him. When I tell you, grace and mercy has definitely brought us together. But growing up, I had two parents.
You had two?
Yeah, growing up in a 2-parent home.
Wow.
Mom and your dad, and same mom, same dad. And, we've been brought, I don't know how you can say it, like, all of us has been to college,
right. Good.
Yeah. So,
silver spoon.
Right. That's the word. Thank you.
Right.
And so meeting Bishop, it's just like many people have shared with me, oh no, da 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 da. But one thing I love about him, he has definitely helped me more diving into, he has poured into me. He has, and when I say poured into me with the word of God,
Right.
not only my protector, my provider, my husband. And when I tell you he is real about this, don't nobody
Nah, he
mess with
real.
my
Nah,
kids
he
or my
real.
wife.
He
He is
real.
serious.
He's-
You can play with, you can mess with him. He ain't all right. That's just catty. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But don't touch my wife. Like
Yeah,
he
he's serious
will.
about that.
Yeah.
So how do a good girl get involved? I mean, I know he's good now, but how do you get involved with somebody that got a past to being bad and can be bad any moment because he's bad to me sometimes?
Well, you know what? And the funny part is, I used to tell him, stop telling your testimony. Don't do
Oh,
that.
yeah, I tell him that too.
Yeah, stop telling you. Don't let everybody know what you've been through. And da-da-da. I used to tell him that, but now I beat him to it.
Oh,
I
my
tell
God.
people about. I was like, oh, you got to meet my husband. I mean, he has such a powerful testimony because people tend to label you and not know your past. People
Right.
tend to judge you and don't know why you did it.
Right.
And so now I have more compassion for people and the reason behind it. When he went through in his childhood life, and how his mom almost committed suicide, and he had to go to the streets because one time my best friend said, that's not the one for you. I see you marrying some doctor, some football guy.
He a doctor to the streets.
Yeah. And I looked at her and I was like, girl, you the one do it. You do it. He don't even do it. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't. When I'm telling you, he does not. He don't have no tattoos on him.
No.
Like he's really like a nerd. He's just like hard. He don't have no tats. He don't drink. I say, you sure you only want to drink a sip? No, I don't do that. He don't smoke, none of that.
Yeah.
But yet he did it, and that was his way of survival.
Right.
And so, but how we met, it was consistent. Like I wasn't thinking about
no way.
Yeah. But he was very consistent. He was patient with me. And even now he's just I could be dead wrong. He'd be like, baby, I'm sorry. I'm like, huh? I'm the one that did something.
Right.
I'm like, I messed
Right.
But it teaches me to even, forgiveness. And one thing, the most I've learned about him, and I haven't mastered it, but he has a heart of forgiving people and loving hard and loving from a place where, did you just do that? I can't do that because I'll cut a person quick off. My Scorpio game is real tight.
Right. So being that you running for judge, right? And we ain't gonna pass judgment on him, but he has been convicted for murder, right?
No, he has not.
Yeah, he murdered somebody at 15.
No, he has not.
You didn't kill nobody for a bitch.
That is not going to be disclosed.
Okay, listen, whether he did or whether he didn't, all right? How does it feel? You're a judge, right? It seems like you can get over and you can look at everything and look beyond. And a lot of judges can't look beyond who the person is, right? And that's a good thing about you running for this position because it shows that who you with, you can look beyond.
Second chance.
Right.
I'm married to a second chance.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I get a second chance on that eviction, right? Hopefully, please.
I got you.
Yeah. No, listen. So how does that work, right? Knowing that he has a back pass and that, now that his future is looking good, are you ever afraid of that pass coming back of him like that?
In my race, in my campaign, I'm pretty sure it would. Politics is dirty. People are always pulling dirt on you. People are always looking to scandalize your name. But one thing about him, he loves God. He has turned his life over and he is living a complete saved life. He's helping those.
I can agree.
Going back into the penitentiary and ministering to those. He's reaching the souls that are lost. He has a heart for, if God ever blessed him to become rich, he just, because he does much now, and I have to say, babe, no, and he really does have a heart to love. So I'm expecting it, but I'm putting on my big girl, panties and taking the bib off around my neck, the passy out of my mouth, and expecting the hits and the blows. But with prayers, and people who really understand that, I am human, I am a person. And so the person who will be on that bench understand the people who will come before me. I've been
Right.
in your shoes. I know where you've been. I know, like you said, I know how it is to be evicted. I know how it is to deal with kids that nobody else want to deal with, or nobody else who want to fool with, who want to throw them away.
Right.
And what I love about God, he won't throw you away. He won't throw you in the trash. People will dig up your stuff. People will try to dig up your trash.
Right.
But what I love about God, he won't do that. And so
Right.
me sitting up there, I'm a judge that with integrity, with class, that will show compassion, will show justice, and show
Right.
fairness. And so with that being said, in running this race financially, I need support to help with marketing signs, yard signs, billboards, and so poll workers to work the polls.
Right.
Those who, when it's time for election, I need someone to stand out there and say, hey, make sure you vote for Daria Jacobs. And so financial helps, and volunteers who would like to make calls. And so I'm the type of woman, you just not going to see me when it's time to run, but I'll make noise once I get in the seat.
Right. Right.
You'll see me again, but like, I remember that judge. One thing I like about Jasmine Crockett, a lot of people didn't know her at first as a state rep, but now they're like, who is that? She making a lot of noise.
Right.
And you're going to, in that area, you'll see me in that area making noise for my community, letting them know, hey, I'm here for you. I'm fighting for you. There's new laws that pass, like the SB 38. You might find a eviction has changed,
Right.
and so it may get worse and tough. And so just providing them with monthly or quarterly events of updates, of resources that are available, who you can contact. Because matter of fact, my husband and I got a phone call today from a woman who lived about 2 hours away from us, asking us like, hey, do you have anybody who could, get me groceries? My parents just died and I have 7 kids and I need food and my stamps haven't came in yet.
Right.
So, and just being able to send her a list of resources that are available.
That's good.
Yeah.
You said something about politics, right? And you said something about I read Twin Lines, they can get kind of messy, right? What are things that can clean it up, and how can the voters help? Because is there anything that voters can do to help clean it up, or is that something they gotta like just go through when they say something about your past, or try to bring up your husband, or try to bring up something like that?
I don't know about cleanup, because people are gonna always have their words, and this because you.
Yeah, I got a dirty mouth. Yeah, I do.
So, I don't know. I'm expecting the negatives and the cons. The negative and the positive. So, the way to clean it up, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to.
But from what I noticed, like if the people gonna vote, the people love your husband, right? From what I know, every time I take him in the streets with me, it's like always love in Dallas. Like everybody loves him everywhere he take me. He took me somewhere one time, I felt uncomfortable. Like, man, get out the car, it's okay. I was like, I don't want to get out right here, right?
What they have, AKs and 2 for?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it. It was just it was just so dark, like we were going in the alley. I'm like, this is not a place of pass. It should be.
Oh Lord,
right? But at the same time, it was a safe environment and everything was safe there, right?
Yeah.
So I know that you will be a good judge, because like you judged a good man, right? You got to really judge people by who the company they keep, right?
Yeah.
Now moving right along, you helping with evictions, doing that. What are other things that you'll be able to do for the streets, for people,
for the justice of the
peace?
So like I mentioned, dealing with evictions, we deal with truancy, small claims. So if you need to sue somebody for stealing your content, for stealing your verbiage, I can see you in my court.
Yeah, I'm gonna win too. If I gotta sue them, if I gotta sue them, they did something wrong. I swear to God. So when do the polls open for your votes?
Yes. So it is in the Dallas, DFW area, Dallas County.
Right.
And it only covers the Cedar Hill, DeSoto, Capel, Carrollton, Irving, Grand Prairie. And it is March the 3rd, 2026. So it's next year.
Right.
Early voting is in February, but March the 3rd.
So you all running early.
I am.
Right.
I am. And guess what, we got to make this. You know why? Because I would be the first African-American person in this. in the seat. Do you
Oh
hear
my
me?
God, we got to do it then. We got to
Yes.
do that'll be something that I guess something that's really amazing. How would it feel? Because you got to claim it. I feel you got to claim it in fourth
Yes.
time. So how does it feel to be the first? Right, I'm gonna do it right now. How does it feel to be the first?
I'm humble. I'm blessed. I give God all the glory. Um, wow, like
Right,
history, even in my family,
right.
to even to make history of being the first judge in my family.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yes, I'm already imagining Bishop crying like a baby with his thumb in his mouth.
Listen, speaking about God, and you say you're a first lady, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot to be a first lady and also be a judge. Like how would that? How would
Balance
that?
out.
Yeah, how would that balance?
Oh no, no. This will be it would definitely bring balance. I'm gonna tell you why. Because someone said, "Why justice of the peace?"
Right.
And as mentioned before, I would like to bring compassion, justice, and fairness. But I told my husband, I said, I woke up one day and I said, babe, I want to run for judge. Justice. He said,
Mm.
Judge, you what? You okay? I said,
He talked about
yes.
a criminal judge.
Right. And so I've done journalists. I've, been a syndicated radio personality. I have for Heaven 97 KHVN, Philly's Favor out of Philly and some other surrounding areas. I've worked with Texas Metro News,
Right.
Garland Journal, shout out, and also working in the education system. So I wanted a different, whole new career
Right.
and that I have a passion for to still make a difference where I can still be involved in the community. And I said, what better way to make a transition, retire from education, and make a total transition in the justice system as justice of the peace.
Right.
And so, and it seemed like it's so funny when I started telling other minister friends and I was telling Bishop, now everybody want to start hopping in politics seats. Like, oh,
Right.
I want to run for something. Oh, I want to run for something.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm not just running just because I want to run. I'm not running for power. I'm not running to be known. I'm not running because I need to make me feel like somebody. I'm running because this is a whole new career change for me where I can still make a difference in my community and bring justice as well.
Right.
So, yeah, this is something totally different for me. And so when you say how does it bring balance, it's like a Monday through Friday job. We set our own schedule, and so it's a blessing. It's actually a better blessing for me as a setup. I don't want to tell too much of the perks.
Right. Right. Now for us the church, right?
Mhm.
I've been in your church. I've been in you guys' church. What are some of the things you guys doing to help the community and would them things stop? Well, I'm gonna get all in your
Right.
business. When you become judge, would you be put somebody else in position, or would you be able to, again? I
I
think
think I would definitely be able to balance. I said, God, I'm going to give the same energy and the same momentum that I give as justice of the peace as I would in the church ministry. I am not going to shortchange you, God.
right.
So, which if anything, it would draw more people to the ministry because I'm out in the community more. Hey, do you have a church home? Bishop has taught me that. It's just a
Mm.
flow now. Hey, how you doing? God bless you. Do you have a church home? I would like to invite you to our church. We already do community events like holiday giveaways, Thanksgiving food drive, different events that we do like the street on the block, and we have a block party for our youth, and they have hot dogs, nachos, and it just engaged to draw
Right.
people to the ministry. So I don't think it would take it away. I think it would definitely add to it.
Right. So how is it? You mentioned something about dealing with a lot of people in the streets. How is it dealing with these people that come from the streets? They suffer from a lot of different illnesses and a lot of different things. How is it? How easy is it to get them to convert? Have you ever converted somebody from that life over to the ministry?
Um, through love and
Mm.
compassion.
Mm.
And that's a lot of times people want to judge you for what you have on. People want to judge you for what you look like. And you can't win a soul by what they have on.
Right.
You got to win them with love. You got to win them with compassion.
Right.
And I think that's what's wrong with the world. We say we love, but are we really loving with our actions
Right.
and not just with our words?
Right. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think that love is just words, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
good to have a judge to understand that, right?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people in our community, we suffer a lot from, evictions and for things like of that nature, but we only remember again the criminal judges. But
Yeah.
a lot of us have went in front of judges like peace, the judges of the peace, and
Yeah.
faces evictions, but we don't know. We don't know much, right?
Right. They don't know until you get in there.
And
And
we always
so,
lose.
right. And we also deal with mental health, and I don't want to talk too much on that, but mental health, in which a lot of people deal with right now, our mental, we are, as I mentioned earlier, we perish for the lack of knowledge, and people always want to seek, well, God's gonna work it out. God's gonna work it
Yeah,
out.
they say it
But
all the time.
faith without works is dead. You got to also get you some help.
Mm.
And if there's something wrong with you, you got to pray, but also find you help in doing so. And so we deal with that in the court. So I definitely want to make sure that I implement that and connect with different organizations to help our community that are dealing with, mental health.
Well, how do listen? I have a view on mental health, but I'm not going to share my view. It's about you. But how does a person seek help? Like, what would you do to if a person that tell you, "Hey, um, I think I'm bipolar." What would you do?
If a person come up to me and
Yes,
ask
I
that,
think I'm bipolar. I think I'm schizophrenic.
okay.
Well, how can I
So
get help?
well, the first thing I would ask, do you want help?
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing shit. I'm not talking about me. I could be possibly, but I don't know. Yeah, yeah. But let's say I'm
Okay.
not talking about me. But
Okay. And then we take it from, how would you like to seek help? Do you want it spiritually? Do you want to get a counselor? We'll go through the steps. We got to peel
right,
layers,
you said something. So the person there have to choose help. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
so
I could ask, I deal with that in my church. People, want to get help, but you gotta want it. I can't want it for you. You gotta want it for yourself.
right, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the person actually doing the healing. You just teaching them how to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's good. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people looking for help, but you can help with the evictions, right? Let's just say
Right.
that, right?
Right.
Right. So, what are the main reasons why someone should vote for you?
Well, I'm a woman of good character.
Right.
I'm a woman that's going to bring justice. I'm a
Right.
woman that's going to bring fairness. I have a passion for this position. I have a passion for my community to make a
Right.
difference. I have a passion to bring justice in that seat and do it with integrity. I
Mm.
have a heart for our community. I have a heart for our senior citizens. I have a heart for our young generation because they are our future, and our senior citizens are wisdom. They're wisdom for us. You can
Right.
sit underneath someone and gravitate and learn so much under a senior, and so excuse me. And so I am asking for support. Whether that is financially, whether that is sharing my information with someone, whether that is if you want to volunteer somehow. I am asking your help
Right.
to put a person in the seat that really cares for her community, and it's just not a job for
Right.
me.
And that's kind of crazy, right? Because I thought you was AI. No, because I met you.
Really?
No, no, because I met
You
you
know
always
what? I was
smiling,
gonna
always
ask you that.
happy.
How do you know I am not
No,
AI?
no, I know now because
No, I'm
like
just kidding.
no, no. Every time I saw you, you was always like such in a good mood. I'm like, well, because the past, like you such a good mood, like you're such a beautiful person, and like
Thank
I'm
you.
like, so you in that position, I think would be good because I think you have emotional control, and what's better than a judge with emotional control? It's not going to bring their baggage to work and
Yeah.
just say, you know what? Because
Oh, thank you.
yeah, because a lot of judges,
I could give you a hug right
oh
now.
yes, you can. Yeah. But a lot of judges, a lot of judges, I say what judges that do bring their emotional
Yeah.
to work field, right?
Yeah.
What do you say about judges that do that, like that does things like that, that feel bad or just don't like a certain group of people and just gonna automatically say, you know what, you got to get out.
Well, hopefully, I don't. You know what? All the mentors I have and good friends of judges, I have not experienced that.
So that don't happen. That's good.
It could happen. I just haven't ran into it. My thing is, I think it's important that you leave whatever problems you have and concerns off the bench,
Right.
and because it can really um, affect. And then, as you mentioned earlier, you gotta not mention. I don't know if we talked about this or not.
I probably did.
Meditating before you go on the bench and just like let me get my thoughts together. Let me breathe. Let me, because I just got into it with my husband, or I just got into it with my wife, or my kids, and acting up and da da da. So you got to make sure that your mind, your spirit is clear, before you get on that bench with your.
You said something about the spirit, and a lot of my viewers is watching this. They don't know what that is. Explain to us, what is the spirit from your perspective.
I'm talking about your spirit within you.
Yeah, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, your spirit within you. So if your spirit if you angry and jacked up, get yourself together. Take time, 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
And get yourself together.
Get yourself together.
On the inside.
On the inside.
Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
So listen.
Ask God to create in me a clean heart, remove anything that's just not of you, Lord. Remove it out of me. And those who are not into God, hey, like, Lord, remove all this negative stuff out of me.
That's the truth. Like either way, you got to remove it, right? If it's in there, you got to remove it.
Because you want to make sure you're being fair to the people who are before you. I've had people in doing my research and sitting in. Now I can't say this.
Right. Let's say it.
Talk bad about this courtroom, but she said, Daria, I did win my case, but it was tough. And so that's another thing. Even with Justice of the Peace, a lot of people don't know that you can, there are free attorneys that are available for you to represent in court. And a lot of people didn't know that. And so she said it was kind of, and because some people can be, depending on, and I'm not saying races, can be pro for a side.
Right.
But she had all her facts, she had all her documents. So she had no choice, even though she was giving her a hard time, but to grant her, her case.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So for everybody watching this, you said they can support you. How do we support you? Right. I know it's kind of like early on the races, but you said you need support different kind of financial ways, other kind of ways. How do my viewers support you? They like to support people. They support anybody.
Really?
Yeah, they support anything. It's always supporting people. That's all they do.
Okay. I need to figure out what my you can go to my website.
The website. Right. You got a website. That's good.
Right. And it's votedariajacobs.com.
Yes.
Votedariajacobs.com. That's VOT Daria DAREIA.com. I think that's right. Vote Daria. Yeah, that's right. Vote DariaJacobs.com. DAREIA Jacobs JACOBS.com. You can make a donation. You can Zelle, you can go to my website and make a donation.
Yeah. Go to the website, make a donation, because you may be in the court if you in the Dallas area, right?
Yeah.
If you're not in the Dallas area, still make a donation, right?
Yeah.
Because it's good to support, right? Because you never know when you may go in front of a judge, right?
Yeah.
Listen, it was good to have you on the show.
Thank you,
I've been scared of judges my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, last time I see the judge, they gave me too much time.
What?
Yeah, I went to jail. Yeah, but now it's like seeing you. I got a different feeling for judges now.
Come on, because you can be like, I know a judge. Don't play with me.
Yeah, I know a judge.
You'll be publicly like, don't do that. I know a judge.
Yeah, I swear to God, right now I'm gonna do that. I know a judge. Yes. And listen,
because when I win, you win.
Yeah, people gotta understand that when she win, we win.
Yes.
So make sure you vote and make sure you tap in the website and make sure you tap in with your honorable, right? We can say that right now.
Thank you.
Honorable,
in
right?
Jesus' name.
Oh, we pray.
Amen.
Swear to God, mama. The streets unplugged. You know we had to plug streets in because streets ain't been plugged in a while. I swear to God, my mama, stop playing with me. Yeah, it was a good one.
Love you.
Yeah, that was a good one.